This week we're going to look at exponential and logarithmic functions. We'll start off with an exponential function. The basic equation is y equals a times b to the power of x. So our variable x will always be in the exponent, which is why we call it an exponential function. There are two things. Y equals 2 to the power of x. When a is is greater than 1, we will say this is a growth model. If we have something where a is less than 1, we will say this is a decay function. We can look at the graph up here. We have y equals 3 to the x graphed. This would be a growth model because 3 is bigger than 1, and you can see that the function is growing. An exponential function will have a horizontal asymptote. You can tell here where it is flattening out. A second function we can compare is y equals 1/3 to the x. This is now the red graph, and you can see it is a decay model as it's getting smaller, and it still has a horizontal asymptote. We also have log or logarithmic functions. It will be y equals log. You'll have some sort of base here unless no number is written, and then it is assumed to be 10. So if nothing is written, that is the same as saying log base 10, but we write it as just log 10. Otherwise, you actually write the number down. When we turn on the log function, turn off the exponential functions, you'll see that you no longer have a horizontal asymptote. The function's actually growing. You now have a vertical asymptote. All of these functions have transformations similar to what we were working with at the beginning of the year. If I put a negative in front of an exponential or in front of a log function, it will reflect over the x-axis. If I add 2x, which is either the exponent or here to the x in the log function, either time that will move left. If I subtract, that will go to the right. To make the function go down, I will need to subtract not from the variable, so maybe minus from the back, and here after the variable. Similarly, to go up, I would need to add to the back or add to after the variable. These are the basic things you need to know about log and exponential functions.